1380. Srim Shakti is in Muladhara. The full flower that in Muladhara arose blossoms into light effulgent, pervading Adhara's all. The red flame reached the sphere of 5. 1381. Hrim Shakti is surrounded by 56 Shaktis. There in the sphere of fire she sat. There she appears in forms 50 and 6. There she is visioned by Shaktis 50 and 6. There she is by Shaktis 50 and 6 surrounded. 1382. Hrim Shakti's form. As one light effulgent she is, from jeweled crown to feet, lustrous unto pearls she wears her form. The 2 pendant hands hold parrot and jnana mudra. The 2 upraised hands bear noose and goad. 1383. Effect of 5 years chanting Hrim Shakti. 7 your Pasha's roots. Adore her in your heart's recesses. All evil will leave you. In 5 years you shall Shiva be. 1384. Heavenly light arises from Hrim in chakra. If on chakra of the merciful Shakti you meditate, and if your chant in order done, the heavenly light will appear. In that chakra of the lordly Shakti, where mantra Hrim invoked is. 1385. Light within will appear. The light that arises in the chakra, vision it and on it meditate. The Shakti as the light within will appear. Verily is she the support of Sushumna, Adharas and the rest within. 1386. Aim Shakti is seated in navel center. In the lotus sphere of navel center, in the kalas that rise, imminent she is, the Aim Shakti. Meditate, and there in nada you firm shall be. Your birth cycle its end shall see. 1387. Aim Shakti is Vagishvari. She is queen of speech. She is decked in garland of gems pure. She is queen of songs. She is milk-hued. She is queen of Jiva. There was she seated in navel center. 1388. Aim Shakti's form. Then of yore with hands 2, she Dharma measured. Now for nonce she holds the pitcher white of hermit. They who reach her by the way to hall of dance, verily behold the primal cause of all. 1389. Aim Shakti is surrounded by 52 Shaktis. The causal Shaktis are 50 and 2. The causal virgins are they. She, the primal causal Shakti of all, in the chakra immanent stood. She, the primal cause, as grace stood. 1390. Effective Aim Shakti worship for 1 year. If firm fixed this Shakti in your thoughts stands, within a year span this flame shall in you merge. If steadfast in devotion you stand, you shall vision the ruby that dances in the hall of spaces vast. 1391. Gaum, Tattva Nayaki Shakti is seated in heart center, Anahatha. That Shakti you visioned in heart's lotus, this Gaum, the queen of Tattvas all, this day she in my thoughts is sweet seated, that my life's enemy death destroyed be. 1392. Gaum Shakti's form. The Shakti that was in my mind seated thus, appeared with hands 8, holding flower, parrot, noose, battle axe and sword, the shield, bow, and the arrow too. She danced in rapture divine. 1393. How Gaum Shakti was attired. In rapture she stood, wearing crown of gold, garland of pearls and corals, dressed in richly silks, the rising breasts in gem-laid corset contained. There she was in glory, her form green-hued. 1394. Gaum Shakti is surrounded by 48 Shaktis and 8 Vestal Virgins. This green-hued lady has serving companions 6 times 8, and Vestal Virgins 8 that take up her train. Her breasts are in corset contained, her hands pendant in blessing gesture. Thus the sweet one appears, she of waist slender. 1395. Perform Kundalini Yoga before Gaum Shakti. The Kundalini fire in Muladhara resides. Course your breath to unite in her in Anahata, and in devotion true the Adara above ascend. You shall into the heaven within rise, that is milky white, pure, solar sphere. 1396. Krim Shakti is in sun's sphere. In the mystic sphere between centers, navel and heart, is the Kupa Krim Shakti seated. There in the fiery sphere of sun, unto the cool waters of a well was she. 1397. Krim Shakti's form. The Shakti thus seated has benignant faces 10. There in sun's sphere she gently appears. She assumes protecting hands 4 times 5, and to Sundar Pasha holds the trident. 1398. Weapons of Krim Shakti. The trident, mace, fiery sword, shining drum, the gleaming spear that is jnana, the arrow, kettle drum, parrot, the bow, these one side are the bugle, flower, noose, battle axe, knife, conch, the pendant hands in protecting gesture, the other side are, these meditate on. 1399. She is surrounded by 44 Shaktis. 4 and 40 are Shaktis surrounding her, 4 and 40 Shaktis that meditate on her. She is seated within the lotus, she that transcends thoughts all. 1400. Krim Shakti as a girlish nymph. She that transcended thought all wears the diadem of gold. Her corset is of gems, pearls, and corals made. Her silken dress spreads below her slender waist. Her feet hold the anklets. Thus adorned as a girlish nymph, she stood before me. 1401. Effect of worshipping Krim Shakti. This Shakti there as she stands constant, Anima, Mahima, and the rest of occult powers arise. The pashas that bind the ancient Jiva are sundered, and the unitive light of Jnana dawns in those who realize her. 1402. Haum Shakti, Sadashiva Nayaki in Ajna Center. The Shakti of the Sadashiva, his face is 5 and hands 10. Of these the downward-looking face, Athamukha, is divine far indeed. 1403. Haum Shakti's form. The resounding bell, the trident, the skull and the parrot, the serpent that gems hold, the axe, the knife, the ball, the lotus that is lovely under her eyes, the kettle drum that is held in her hands, the gem-set garlands that adorns her body, with these she worship receives. 1404. Haum Shakti is surrounded by 40 Shaktis and 40 Vestal Virgins. With 40 Shaktis the worship offering, with 40 virgins making the retinue, the beloved one is seated in the chakra, and there in uninterrupted rapture they are. 1405. Practice Kundalini before Haum Shakti. The fire that burns in the Muladhara, to rouse it and send it upward over Adaras, do center your mind on the root mantra, Aum. Your mind force then lifts it up heavenward, like the clouds over terrestrial sphere. Aum Shakti arose as Shivaya Namaha. The Pranava mantra composed of letters A and U from terrestrial sphere Muladhara arose, ascended upward, and as Shivaya Namaha to I appeared, invisible it is not to the naked eye, visible it rose for us to see. 1407. Form of Amadeshwari, Aum Shakti in moon sphere. Thus was she seated, Amudashwari, in the moonsphere of ambrosia, in cranium within. There she was, the ambrosial milk-breasted, her throat and hands shine unto silver and gold. In her hand she held the hermit's pitcher of earth made, white-hued she is unto the ambrosia. 1408. Aum Shakti described. Beauteous unto ambrosia is her form, as crystal pure she rises in me. Unto a lily she is, unto the pearl of deep cool waters she is, unto ambrosia rich, immortal she is. 1409. Aum Shakti is surrounded by 36 Shaktis and 36 Vestal Virgins. The goodly Shaktis 6 and 30, the Vestal Virgins 6 and 30. They seek her that has her home in the lotus bloom. They seek her, the Eternal One, from within the lotus of their bosom. 70 Yoginis. 1410. Practice Kundalini for a year. My thoughts stood still in meditation. The Kundalini fire filled the Adaras. I beheld the light above in Sahasrara, and as I held it in my heart, in a year Shakti appeared, the Shakti that is of luminous Aum. 1411. Effective worship of Aum Shakti. Luminous indeed they become, all that are in high heaven, lo they bowed before me, all the world and all the creatures therein. Unto Narayana was I blessed, with all things goodly. Now can I recount all that comes of Aum Shakti. 1412. Saum Shakti in Sahasrara. Above the downward-looking face of Aum Shakti, above the Aum Shakti in lunar sphere, in letter U form, is the celestial garden. There unto the wishing tree of Kalpaka is Saum Shakti. She of golden vine-like form is on lotus seated. 1413. Saum Shakti is made in innocence. As you worship that golden vine, the exulting I-ness leaves you. In the Chakra Sahasrara that represents the spaces vast, you shall see her close entwined, she the maiden innocence. 1414. Saum Shakti is of surpassing beauty. For this maiden innocence, beauty is woman's perfection embodied. For her the Lord is the Father, the world vast is her tilak. Surrounded by maidens several, she takes her place in the narrow crevice of Sahasrara. 1415. Saum Shakti is surrounded by 32 Shaktis and 32 Vestal Virgins. Shaktis 30 and 2 surrounding, Vestal Virgins 30 and 2 accompanying. In the spreading petaled lotus within she sat, she that has places several. 1416. Saum Shakti appeared in me. There they were, the sadhakas, basking in the light of the dancer. There they were, the sadhakas, visioning her, the cause of all. There they were, the Vedas ancient, seeking her everywhere. But this day she and me as her home reigned supreme. 1417. Lord alone is the refuge. He who has her in the home of his heart, he lacks nothing. He who has her in the home of his heart, he begs not. He who has her in the home of his heart, he has peers none among celestials even. He who has her in the home of his heart, for him is the Lord that nothing lacks. 1418. Jiva Chakra of 64 chambers. 60 and 4 are the instruments of enjoyments that tempt Jiva. 60 and 4 are kalas within Jiva. 60 and 4 are the chambers of Jiva's chakra. 60 and 4 are where Shiva Shakti are. Tantra 4 ends. Tantra 5. Verses 1419 through 1572. 4. Sudashaivam. 1419. 4 paths of Shaivam. The Lord created earth in wisdom infinite, and he made it abode of man. How shall I sing his majesty? He is mighty as Mount Meru, from whence he sways the 3 worlds. and he is the four paths of Shaivam too here below. 1420. School of Sudashaivam. Those who tread the path of Sudashaivam stand aloft, their hearts intent on eternal para, transcending worlds of pure and impure Maya, where pure intelligence consorts not with base ignorance, and the lines that divide real, unreal, and real unreal are discerned sharp. 1421. Sudashaivam is Shaiva Siddhanta. Having learned all that learned must be, having practiced all yoga that have to be, they then pursue the path of jnana in gradation sure, and so pass into the world of formless sound beyond, and there, rid of all impurities, and vision the supreme, the self-created, they, forsooth, are the Shaiva Siddhantins true. 1422. Sudasiddhanta is Vedanta. Sudasiddhanta is Vedanta. They who have scaled the heights of Nadasphere have verily had the vision unwavering, comprehending tattvas from world of elemental matter to the finite end of jnana, bodhanta. They become perfection in nadanta. They verily are the ardent seekers of jnana. 2. Four paths of Shaiva. 1423. Path of Sharya Kriya. They who walk the twin paths of Sharya and Kriya, they ever praise the twin feet of Lord. On their limbs they wear holy emblems, the twin rings and earlobes, the twin Rudraksha garland around the neck, and adopt the twin mudra, all in amiable constancy. 1424. Path of Dvadasa Marga Shaivam Yoga. In the lobes of their ear they wear the double ring of gold. Around their necks they wear the double string of Rudraksha. Their holy body thus adorned, they sit quiescent, chanting mantras, and feel their way inward, through the 12 steps in the ladder of the soul's ascension to Shiva. Of such are the peerless school of Shaivas. 1425. Pure Sudashaivam, Jnana. They who transcend the 9 spiritual centers verily saw God, whom the 9 continents seek. They saw the continent beyond all continents. They indeed are the pure Sudashaivas. 1426. Characteristics of Jnani. The Jnani masters all sacred lore on earth, and the attainments 60 and 4, and espies the land of Mana, and all other land besides. He sees the goal of all Vedas, and sees Lord and himself in union one. 3. Sanmarga Shaivam. 1427. Jnana path is for Sudashaivam. The golden emblems of Shiva and the holy smear of ashes, apt are they the insignia of those in Shaiva path stand. But the path of Jnani is the path that no evil ever crosses, that his emblem the holy path of Sanmarga Jnana, so beloved of Sudashaiva. 1428. Greatness of Jnani in Sudashaivam. The blemishless Jnani is king of wisdom's realm. He is the sun whose beams pierce the massive lore of Vedanta Siddhanta. His is salvation true, he the immortal one, and devoted true to Sudashaiva way. 1429. Conclusions of Sudashaivam. 9 are the agamas of yore, in time expanded into 20 and 8. They then took divisions 3 into one truth of Vedanta Siddhanta to accord, that is, Sudashaiva rare and precious. 1430. Doctrine of grace in Sudashaivam. She transcends the worlds of matter, pure and impure, and the 7 states of Turiya awareness, and the categories of real and unreal. She is Paraparai. She grants the soul deliverance. She is ever within. She is the Lord's divine grace, the Aro Shakti that is all-pervasive. 1431. Shakti's grace for Jnani in Sudashaivam. They transcended categories real and unreal that cognize neither cheat nor achit. They attuned themselves to Shivoham meditation, and in mukti, in the bliss of Shakti, they were immersed deep, and there all siddhis abounded in surpassing prowess. 1432. Sudashaiva strategy. The self, para, and the Sadashiva that is Lord, the categories three, Pati, Pashu, and Pasha, the Immaculate Ancient One, and the tattvas that bind jiva, and the goal of liberation. On all these in accord contemplate, they of the path of Sudashaiva. 1433. Vision of Sudashaivam path. They fixed their thoughts on perfection and lost consciousness of self's existence. They have reached the end of Vedas. They followed the 12-way route, the divine rapture that their vision is, those of Sudashaiva way. 1434. Way of Jnani. He stills the incessant flow of thought that even yoga's severity stills not. With jnana he effaces the self, and in bhava identifies with Shiva. That in brief is worthy Jnani's story. 1435. Vedanta is Siddhantin's finite goal. The Vedantins envision Brahman. Adepts are they in Brahmaic art. They hold all phenomenon as illusion entire. Those who envision Nadanta are yogis unwavering, but Siddhanta that accords not with Vedanta is the common Shaiva's lot. 1436. God is beyond reach of Pashu and Pasha knowledge. High be the clouds that soar, they never shall touch the heaven's roof. Varied be the sights that loom, they never shall touch the eye's orbs. Even so, neither Pashu nor Pasha shall reach him, whom contemplation scarce comprehends. 1437. Siddhanta is to unite with Shiva. You and he are not two separate, you and he are but one united. Thus do you stand, freed of all sectarian shackles. Adore the feet of Paraparai, and with Shiva become one. That the way Siddhanta fulfills. 4. Ultimate goal of Kadam Sudashaivam. 1438. Sudashaivam defined. They are not for outward form and attire. They are not for pomp and ceremony. Uprooting all bond and desire, abiding in the immaculate Lord, they bring to dire destruction the soul's egoity and its bondage beginningless. Thus they onward leap, with Shiva's light suffused, they of Sudashaiva way. 1439. Teachings of Siddhanta School. The 5 tattvas that constitute the body, the 30 more that together constitute them, and the 1 tattva that is yet beyond pure Maya, all these they transcend. The thick layers of primal bondage they dissolve, and of certain realize the self. That the way of Siddhantins true. 1440. Goal of Sudashaivas is to be one with Shiva. They tarry not in the pure Maya sphere of Shiva tattvas. There they but attain the status of gods, but that as a springboard. Their soul reaches farther out to Shiva himself, and merging in his union, self-effacing, themselves become immaculate Shiva. They forsooth are Sudashaivas. 1441. I and you difference effaced. I sought him in terms of I and you, but he that knows not I from you taught me the truth. I indeed is you, and now I talk not of I and you. 1442. When this truth dawns, then is union in Shiva. When this truth beyond words you perceive, the Shiva tattvas 5 bend below. The light of supreme jnana dawns, illumines the soul's path to the finite goal of Sayujya union in Lord. 5. Charya. 1443. Charya is breath of Sudashaivam. O Kalangi Kanja Malayaman Kanduru. My loved disciples, this you understand. The practice of charya is basic to salvation, and verily is the breath of Sudashaiva. In this world below, thus quotes Mulla, master of penances many. 1444. Jnana, Yoga, Kriya, and Charya defined. To be one, life within life, that the luminous path of Jnana. To seek the light within life, that the mighty path of Yoga. To invest idle with life, that the external way of Kriya. To adore Shiva in love, that the basic worship of Charya. 1445. Temple worship essential to Charya. Wander you through town and villa, seek him through shrine and temple, seek of him as Shiva, Shiva my Lord, and thus do you offer worship meek, and the Lord will make your heart his temple. 1446. Ways of those who follow four paths. They who follow path of Charya as bhaktas, in Kriya the devoted souls wear holy emblems. They who practice Yama and the rest are yogis, and they who reach Shiva Jnana are Jnana Siddhas true. 1447. Goals of the four paths. Jnanis merge the I in you, yogis attain Siddhi and Samadhi. Those in Kriya miss not daily worship, and in Charya they perform pilgrimages many. 1448. Worship in the four paths. Kriya is worship of Shiva in form, yoga of the formless one. Jnana is the advanced path in ripeness of time. The adoration of the loving heart is Charya, exalted indeed it is. 1449. The four paths were revealed by Nandi. The four paths of worship and the four states of realization they give, and the 6 schools of Vedanta Siddhanta, all these are truths that Nandi from the golden city descending revealed for the doubting humanity to redeem. 1450. Ordination rites for the four paths. Samaya is the ordination rite for self-surrender in Charya, Vishesha the rite for incantation of Shiva mantra in Kriya, Nirvana helps Kala's purification in Yoga, and Abhishek for grace to reach in Jnana. 6. Kriya. 1451. God is everywhere, seek him. The one God there is, the one God there is, he pervades the 10 directions around. In which direction can we say is he not? So do take refuge under his holy feet. Then shall you cross the roaring sea of karma, and safe reach the shores of beyond. 1452. True worship is worship within. You may adore him with sandal, fragrance exceeding, that grows on peaks atop in forest's interior. You may worship him with flowers rare, that bloom in heaven's gardens. Unless you shed your fleshly attachments, and realize him in the depths of your heart, you shall never, never reach his holy feet. That is unto flowers that shed honey dew. 1453. Bhakti begets grace. The Lord is your guide, seek his feet as does the yearning calf. He shall seat you amidst his children of wisdom. The devas, the beings of heaven, bow low before him. Great is his love, as of the cow to her calf, and bounty is his grace, beyond count. 1454. Bhakti's end is Lord's abode. He fashioned this world, and all universe that fills space in directions 8. Her he consorts, sharing himself with her. To adore him is the duty of humans here below, and that which fashions a place in Lord's abode is bhakti true. 1455. The four paths are the steps in the ladder to Shiva union. The bhakta to begin with practices charya and kriya, then blessed with grace takes to yoga pure, and that way reaches the path of jnana, and in the end by Guru's grace becomes one with Shiva. 1456. Daily I beseech his grace. The Lord is resplendent as pure gold. His feet are unto the lotus bloom. At them I pray, Lord, grant me your grace. And in love I melt and daily adore. And the Lord that is light within my bones, himself does reveal unto me. 7. Yoga. 1457. Yoga way leads to realization. They course Kundalini through centers 6, to singleness of aim direct the mind. Unto a wooden stake they sit immobile, impervious to tickle or to thrust. To the wise yogins who thus set their purpose high, Lord his grace grants. 1458. God is timeless eternity. Unless you have realized him as timeless eternity, you know him not, albeit through aeons and aeons of time. The gods Hari of the ocean bed and Aya the creator in vain have sought him through countless vistas of time. He is the pinnacle beyond their reach. 1459. Yogi realizes God within. As from within the flower the hidden fragrance wakes to life, so out of Jiva blossoms Shiva's divine grace. Sitting unmoved like painted picture, the yogi realizes him within. Unto the planted pole is he, which the musk-cat embraces, its fragrance to shed. 1460. Seek God within you. You say, I have realized God, yet you have not seen him that is but within you. Nandi abides subtle as fragrance within flower. Seek him in singleness of your thought, then shall your darkness of impurities vanish, the darkness that is in the seed of birth and rebirth interminable. 1461. Yoga shows the way. Neither mantra nor song, nor arts 4 and 60, ever sunders birth and its accursed bonds. Then did I take to yoga's way, and lo, I met the sun, moon, and fire on the way to cranium, and they showed the supreme way. 1462. Fruits of Yoga. Do in devotion practice yoga, you shall a true tapasvin be. You shall the true word realize, and of certain one with heavenly beings be. Yoga devoted is penance true. 1463. Do's and don'ts in yoga. Do with care practice yoga, you shall with immortals be. Within you shall you glimpse him. If you but waver, then shall you reach the world of darkness. Verily, Kundalini fire that yoga kindles in thee is the gracious Lord himself. 1464. Fall and redemption through yoga. The monarchs that swayed the scepter righteous, the devout anchorites in unnumbered thousands, how many, thy fell below, for having wavered in yoga practice, and yet the myriad siddhas, devas, and supreme beings 3, all redeemed adore him, saying, You are Father. 1465. Subdivisions in yoga. The yogi has subdivisions 3 in his path. The yogi kriya that helps him be the yogi, the yogacharya that of desires deprives him, and yoga in yoga that centers thought on sun within. This latter I fixed my heart on. Stages of initiation in the yoga path. Samaya Diksha in yoga is initiation for diverse yoga efforts. Vishesha Diksha in yoga is for achievement of 8-limbed yoga. Nirvana Diksha in yoga aids yogi glimpse the divine. And when he is granted Abhisheka ordination, then is he ripe for Siddha state. 8. Jnana. 1467. Jnana path most exalted. Than jnana there is none better an ethical path here below, none better a religious faith. Nothing else than jnana can confer liberation true. They that are exalted in jnana are truly exalted among men. 1468. Jnani transcends nada. Out of the primal principle of sound, nada, the mind springs, and out of the mind intelligence, egoity and will. They who have mastered these three, and the mind's cogitational activity as well, verily have mastered nada, and have truly attained jnana. 1469. Stages of attainment through jnana. Thus they say, by devotion the jiva first sojourns Lord's world, then comes to dwell in Lord's proximity, further on receives Lord's grace, and in the end attains jnana. In Shivahamic I and you union, jiva shall himself Shiva become. 1470. Unitive attainment of jnani. Brahman shall be his impregnable abode, universe his kith and kin. Diverse paths the world presents, all shall be his. For verily he has realized the pure jnana free of doubt. 1471. Jnana is lifeboat. The Lord is of infinite grace. In his celestial city are love, light, and peace eternal. To them that seek to know his form, and understand his attributes, and attain his holy feet, to them this is the path, this the boat to cross life's turbulent waters. 1472. Jnani becomes light divine. In whose thoughts jnana ripens and swells, in his path the lifeboat appears and greets him, and thus does he reach the surging waters of the crescent moon's sphere, and there, rid of impurities, he himself the effulgent light becomes. 1473. Jnani's attainments are unique. For jnani, all four paths are, not so for the yogi until he becomes mauni. For him is kundalini yoga in ardor performed, charya and kriya too are his. 1474. Attainments at four jnana stages. The jnani attains all the four stages in jnana. Jnana in jnana is to transcend the I and mine. Yoga in jnana is to envision the light of Nadanta. Kriya in jnana is to seek the liberation by good. 1475. Jnani attains intuitive wisdom in the Absolute. He who realizes jnana in its four divisions, he verily transcends the conflict of virtue and vice. He has reached the farthest shores of truth. He has glimpsed the mighty object. He is the immaculate Siddha, Shiva Mukta. 1476. Initiation rites in jnana. In jnana are initiation rites four. Samaya initiates the search for the self, Vishesha the search for the divine, Nirvana for the descent of Lord's grace, Abhisheka for the attainment of divine Guru's holy feet. 9. Sanmarga, path of knowledge. 1477. Sanmarga. They glimpsed the light of holy scriptures, the revealed word of the self-existent Shivam. They lost the sense of ego, became siddhas of Shiva Yoga, and over death triumphed. Only they had thus evolved new meaning inner of Sanmarga. 1478. Nandi showed Sanmarga path. The peerless master Nandi, of Shaivam honored high, he showed us a holy path, for soul's redemption true. It is Shiva's divine path, Sanmarga's path, for all world to tread, and forever be free. 1479. Guru adoration is Sanmarga. To see him, to adore him, to meditate on him, to touch him, to sing of him, to bear his holy feet of humbled head, they that render devotion to Guru in diverse ways thus, they indeed walk the Sanmarga path, that to liberation leads. 1480. Sanmarga gives the vision true. They that have true vision none shall never Shiva know, nor shall even jivas be, nor indeed Shiva become. Never, never their birth's bondage broken be. 1481. Sanmarga leads to supreme grace bliss. When you scorch impurities 5 and listen to the voice of silence, you become a pure mukta, and I and you in one merge, and by the unsullied grace jnana grants, you shall joy of the bliss divine. Verily then by Sanmarga path you become he indeed. 1482. Greatness of Sanmargis. The visage of Sanmargi is pedestal of Shakti. Where Sanmargi is, there God is. To see assemblage of Sanmargis is to vision Lord. This I proclaim, to whatsoever path you do incline. 1483. Sanmarga path purest. Alone of all paths, Sanmarga grants Godhead through knowledge. The rest of paths are for unillumined. Renouncing the ways of impurities and transcending limits of Turiya, it merges I in you. Verily, Sanmarga is path purest. 1484. Other 3 paths open of themselves. Unto that rare seeker in Sanmarga path, the rest of 3 paths of themselves open. That alone is true path, union with Shiva seeks. Seek that path. As guiding word scriptures proclaim. 1485. Sanmargi's vision. The bondage that keeps Jiva an alien to God, the karmas that flow from it, the avastas that the self experiences, the primordial stuff that is matter's nucleus, the consciousness that entwines it, the million mutations that pervade the universe. They who see them all and their own selves, verily are they the Sanmargis true. 1486. Sanmarga leads to Svarupa state. Rending the soul's bonds asunder, conjoining him to the Lord, melting the heart that knew no melting, merging into the primal manifestness, Svarupa, that is truth eternal. Sanmarga verily gives Jiva, the rest that knows no commotion ever. 1487. Sanmarga is only path to finite goal. That alone is path divine. The Sanmargis for goal ordain. Other path there is none, than this path to the one. They that straight reach it not, through yoga's path may yet climb. 10. Sahamarga, path of yoga. 1488. Sahamarga leads to Sanmarga. Sahamarga yoga blossoms into Sanmarga. Through Siddhi it leads to supreme mukti. It is the path lower to Sanmarga, involving myriad birth and death, but eventually landing in jnana finite. 1489. Without Sahamarga they lost all. They that follow not 12-tiered path of Sahamarga, neither will they know Guru, nor God, nor faith true. The goddess of grace will frown at them. Salvation shall never their portion be, and they do lose both, their stature and kith. 1490. Fruits of Yoga Samadhi. In Yoga Samadhi is space infinite. In Yoga Samadhi is light abiding. In Yoga Samadhi is Shakti omnipotent. They that joy in Yoga Samadhi are verily Siddhas great. 1491. Yoga confers blessings of here and hereafter. Both yoga and bhoga yogis may have. Through yoga is attained Shiva's form divine. Through bhoga all earthly blessings. Thus may he enjoy both he, yogi immortal. 1492. Yoga leads to supreme awareness. Through this path of Sahamarga, the yogis pierce the adaras, and the nadis they purify, and vision the kalas 16, and glimpse their heavenly radiance, and then are they merged in awareness supreme. Their origins of sense, internal and external, all atrophied. 1493. Shiva is in yogi's thought. He harries and subdues the conflicting senses five. With the sharp sword of his determinate will, in his thought emerges Lord, whom the 18 Ganas seek. Verily the yogi deserves our obeisance. 1494. Love basis of yoga. Even for the yogi austere, who attains the glossy hue of the rich ripe fruit, the Lord is hard to shell unto the wood apple fruit. The Lord is hard to shell unto the wood apple fruit, but to them whose hearts ripen love, and taste the sweets of divine rapture, he opens all of himself unto a rich fruit mature. 11. Satputra Marga, Path of Kriya, 1495. Path of filial piety leads to jnana. The path of filial piety is the way of Kriya true. The Kriya path leads to yoga path, transcending both, and uniting in Shakti of yoga state, indeed is consummation of Sanmarga path. 1496. What constitutes Kriya path? To perform pujas, to read the scriptures holy, to praise the Lord, to chant his holy name, to practice tapas to be truthful, to bear no envy, thyself to cook the offering for Lord with loving care. These and other acts of reverence constitute pure path of filial piety. 1497. All nature seeks flowers, why not you? The humming bees roam unceasing from flower to flower. The snow-white swans float amidst lotus and bluebells. They all seek flowers fragrant. Yet you who have beheld all this, adore not the Lord with flowers for a while even. 1498. Lord is our defense and refuge. His holy feet are our rock of refuge. His commandments are defense's battlements. He is verily the finite shore, for the surging tide of jivas on earth. He pervades thus the 7 worlds alike. 1499. Adore Lord in diverse ways, he shall be yours. Rise high, bend low, kiss and embrace Lord. Praise him, sing him, and pray at his holy feet. That shall your birth's fulfillment be. In trembling love do adore him. He indeed shall be beloved unto you. 1500. Approach Lord through Kriya path. In reverence I stand and adore mine Lord. In humility I prostrate and praise him, and forever and ever shall I worship the divine light of beauty. You too shall seek him with flowers fragrant. The more you adore him, the fuller he reveals himself unto you, he, the Lord of beings heavenly. 1501. Kriya comes of Charya. Hearken, you worldly men, that stand in Charya path. It leads to the Kriya path that exalts you. Then shall your primordial pashas lie prostrate, and you live in unending bliss forever. 12. Dasamarga, Path of Devotion. 1502. Ways of Dasamarga. Gently light the lamp, gather flowers fragrant, humbly ground the holy paste, softly sweep, sing Lord's praise, count the crystal beads, anoint in many ways, and perform the diverse acts of temple service. 1503. Hold fast to Charya path. This the primal being, that the primal being thus in doubt tossed. Away they moved farther and farther from it. They know not this is the true path, and worship not. Do pursue this appointed way, and seek the King of Kings, that in truth shall quell all doubts within you swell. 1504. All worship began from Charya. I meditate on the moon nadi on the left. I shift on to the sun nadi on the right. Then worship the yogins thus. At the feet of the one perform, and then worship the celestial beings, daily to offer. All these but begin in the path of Charya ultimate. 1505. Lord appears in love entwined. The celestial beings seek Lord, chanting his glory in names thousand. They that adore his holy feet, in abiding rapture of their hearts, and hold him as their eye's apple, unto them is he sweet melody, to them he appears in divine love entwined. 1506. Be of love and see the Lord. What avails it that you read holy scriptures, perform pujas, gather flowers and cluster, as long as your heart is unto a pebble, dropped into a dark pool, overspread with moss of ignorance? You can never realize the Lord, Lord that is in your heart's love, Lord that is blue-throated, he the pure light. 13. Salokam, in God's world. 1507. Successive stages to finite beatitude. The 4 stages of attainment, Saloka, Samipa, Sarupa, and Sayujya, are in gradation reached from Charya. The path of Charya leads to Saloka, and that in turn to Samipa, and Samipa shows the way to Sarupa, and ultimately to Para of finite space, Sayujya, beyond which there is state none. 1508. The 4 ordinations in Kriya worship. In Kriya worship are sacraments 4. Samaya sacrament prepares heart to be a tabernacle of God. Vishesha sacrament installs the faith firm. Nirvana helps realize the truth of faith. Abhishek conferreth the state of Samadhi supreme. 14. Samipam, in God's proximity. 1509. Transformation of world knowledge. In Saloka Pashajnana, world knowledge, becomes Pashujnana, spiritual knowledge. In Samipa it becomes Arul-jnana, grace knowledge. In Sarupa it is transformed into Patijnana, God knowledge. In Sayujya it is forever dissolved. 15. Sarupam, in God's form. 1510. Only jnana in yoga leads to Sarupa state. The state of Sarupa is no doubt reached through the 8-pronged yoga way, but unless it be Sanmarga in yoga, the Sarupa state cannot be. The yoga way but leads to bodily cities diverse, but to the Sarupa state to realize, none these but the pure way of jnana in yoga. 1511. Sarupa state by nearness to God. All things, living and non-living, as they reach the golden mount of Meru, are themselves into gold transformed. Even so, they that reach the world of Master Divine attain form the light divine, his of the King of Kailash. 16. Sayujyam, one in God. 1512. Stages in the soul's pilgrimage. In the soul's pilgrimage towards God, the path of Shaivam describes stages 4. It is Shaivam when the self forges a kindred tie with Shiva in Saloka. It is Shaivam when the soul realizes itself and nears God in Samipa. It is Shaivam when it leaves Samipa and reaches Sarupa. It is Shaivam when it enjoys the final bliss of Shivananda, the inextricable union in Sayujya. 1513. Sayujyam. Sayujya is the state of Jagra Atita, the beyond consciousness. Sayujya is to abide forever in Upasanta, the peace that knows no understanding. Sayujya is to become Shiva himself. Sayujya is to experience the infinite power of inward bliss, forever and ever. 17. Sathinipadam, descent of grace. 1514. Wooing of the soul by the Lady of Grace. In the corner dark of the chamber of primal stuff, there she was, the Virgin Lady of Grace. Intent on consorting with the blind old man, the soul immortal, she rent his veil of night, showered full many a favor, wooed with temptations diverse, and lo, to her bosom took him in wedlock holy. 1515. The infinite ground of Shakti's descent. If you meditate on the primal source, whence the evil senses sprang, you shall know it is land of becoming, the ambrosia of the realized. They that have been given the clear vision, nectar sweet, are verily the infinite ground of Shakti's highest seeking. 1516. Aral Shakti helps attain liberation. The primal Shakti releases Jiva from enveloping gloom, rows it across the sea of myriad births, grants the grace abiding, and lands it on the shores of truth's bliss, united in the Lord of heavenly beings, themselves as yet unfree from impurity's obscuration. 1517. Grace illumines. As when groping in a chamber enveloped in thick gloom, a sudden shaft of light pierces and illumines. Unto it, into the gloom of bewildering ignorance, is the presence of Lord and Lady of Grace, Lord that is Nandi, worshipped in the blossom of heart. Mandataram, slow pace. 1518. Grace leads soul through successive stages. She tempted the soul with guiles, took him to her bosom, shook him from stupor, dispelled his karmaic hordes, destroyed them to the roots, filled him with rapture, lifted the veil of his ignorance, granted many a favor, and then bestowed on him her grace that illumines. 1519. Descent of grace snaps cycle of births. They that have sported in the waters of virgin grace no more shall wallow in the filthy waters of virgin's lust. If they but seek to sport in the holy Virgin's waters of grace, no more births shall they in future take. 1520. Lord is soul's Redeemer. He is the red one, destroyer, the dark one, preserver, the white one, creator, the green one, redeemer. They who know him thus, free of doubt, of a certain shall seek him. Remember this. His are the sinewy arms that skinned the dark massive elephant and donned it for a vesture. Do therefore seek him and adore him. 1521. Shiva and Shakti are one and same. Infinite the passage of time's flood, yet they say he and his consorts stand one. For them that adore him daily in devotion, he is verily the unfailing proof of labor readily rewarded. 1522. Vision of Shakti and Shiva in union. Given unto me was to vision the light that shone from the twain in unison. It was verily the light divine of the Ancient One, in whose matted locks, festooned with flowers, the bees danced drunk with nectar. They that waited in patience and prayer, they indeed saw him, their darkness dispelled. Tirumantiram, rapid pace. 1523. Fruit of grace. In the garden of the Heavenly Father is that damsel of grace. She approaches you, reveals the mystery of the births beyond count, and destroys their very seed, and then you vision the primal one. That indeed is the fruit of her grace. 1524. They that adore Shakti shall be granted things spiritual. She is the damsel of the montane regions, of shapely breasts and delicate beauty. If you in devotion adore her, she cuts the bonds of birth asunder, grants the prowess of mighty tapas, scorches the soul's forgetfulness, and leads you to liberation path. 1525. Light of grace illumines path of devotee. He is the Lord of all space in directions 8. Bear his holy feet on your head, and he shall appear to you. With his consort of grace, wreathed in clusters of fragrant blooms. In her twisted tresses, and for them who are thus made wise, the blue flame of her floating grace shall forever illumine the path. 1526. Lord draws near when grace visits. Seek close, that soft flame of wisdom shall grant you the peerless gift of grace. When you adore him, do so, showering blooms at his feet, as I do. Then shall he draw near you, whom nothing can ever near. He is truly the life pervasive of worlds all. Tirumantiram, more rapid pace. 1527. When grace descends as Guru. When Jiva attains the state of neutrality to deeds good and evil, then does divine grace in Guru form descend, removes attributes all, implants jnana that is unto a heavenly cool shade, the Jiva thus rid of egoity, and other impurities three, shall with Shiva in union merge. 1528. How to win Lady of Grace. In the emptiness vast where neither night nor day is, the lady of long tresses dances in rapture. Think of her, make no sound, and in silence woo her, in endearment all. She draws you under her bosom, and grants you her favors. Verily, verily, she is the Paraparai, the power supreme. 1529. Inner light of grace. He is the sun and the moon that dispels darkness. He is the light on the path, the peerless flame, the supreme Lord, the master that illumined the light within me. He entered in me and lighted up the corporeal body, and then I with me bided forever and ever. 18. Arusamaya Pinakam, a critique of formal religions. 1530. The six faiths avail not. The six faiths severally congregate, yet not one knows the God within. Deep into the pit of illusion their adherents drop, and fastened hard by familial ties of bondage, they shake and tremble in vain impotence. 1531. Formal faiths know not God within. He hides in your heart, yet does he pervade all. He is the munificent one, the Lord supreme, of austere penance. He is seated on the lotus of our hearts. The cunning master thief in stealth enters this hollow abode of human flesh, and then leaves it. None knows his deep design. 1532. Existence of God is an act of faith. Say, Lord is within you and without you, then sure my Lord is within you and without you. To them they say, He is neither within you or without you, sure is he nowhere for them. 1533. God is beyond all formal faiths. They founded the six faiths, yet they found him not. What the six faiths talk of is not he. Do you yourself in faith seek him, and be resolved of doubts all, and then sure shall you enter your Father's mansion. 1534. God can be reached only by devotion. Proclaim you this, there is nothing except Shiva, no tapas except it be for him. The six faiths are nothing but a dreary waste, to seek Nandi of mighty penance. You shall indeed be redeemed truly. 1535. The six faiths sought not freedom from pashas. They of the six faiths sought Lord, only for heavenly state to gain. They sought not to be rid of bondage thorns, and so know not to be rid of this world materiality. 1536. Path of Shiva leads to final liberation. The path of Shiva alone is finite path. The other paths but lead to earthly sorrows, and sure birth and bondage returns to you. Do you walk in the holy path, and when the one appears, the triad impurities that your destruction encompasses will of themselves meet their own destruction. 1537. The false paths lead not to Param. Forsooth, the faiths here below are 100 in number. In that swollen stream are the 6 faiths too. These faiths take not to the goal they boast of. They are true faiths never. They take you not to path of Param. 1538. Contending faiths do not help. The contending paths are unto the braying asses. The pure Shiva is all-pervasive. They seek him not by the right path, and so free are not from impurities. They shall grow insane, forever entangled in whirl of birth and death. 1539. To attain finite goal. Those who are assailed by doubts, and those who are freed from doubts, when together commingle, drive the wild beasts of karma twined to caves, and persevere in the pursuit, then shall finite goal be reached. They that are rid of the terrors of the wild shall see the path that to Para leads. 1540. God is distant and near. He is far away, he is near at hand. He is rid of ailments. He is of immortal name Nandi, transparent to those that have unwavering vision, elusive to those who are tossed in doubt. Such know not the mysterious purpose for which the fleshly body is fashioned. 1541. The end of seeking. To be born and to live again, and again here below, verily is the curse of all. It is the seed of karma twain. If you but listen to him that knows the origin of swirl that is birth and death, no more shall you seek the ways of the perishing men. 1542. Lord and Nandi are one. All the holy ones hail him as great God, the Supreme Lord, he that is Nada and bears the name Nandi. You too shall make no distinction, but in prayer lift your hands to him as being supreme, and the Primal One shall as such reveal himself. 1543. God is within you, and yet far away. He is Hara, Holy Father, Primal Lord. As implacable truth he entered heart. But if hearts of devotees sought alien paths, they know him not. Then he is far, far away. 1544. Precious is Hara's path. The heavenly Lord, he knows our goal. He is tender-hearted. He is the effulgent sun that guides the destiny of heavenly beings of wisdom great. Do think of him in thought unsullied. He is of crystal pure hue, precious the path of virtue, he for us has laid. 1545. God is beyond all religions. This the right path, that the right path. Be not tossed in such frail human doubts. Seek the being that is beyond wilderness of doubts. He is the form that transcends fleshly imperfections. 1546. True and false faiths. That path they took, the immortal Devas and the saintly Tapasvins, and so reached goal true, and merged in one with Shiva. But they that followed froward paths received not his grace. They lost their way, and forever wander. 1547. Definition of true path. He is light within you. To know how to reach him is true path of becoming. If you know thus, you know contradiction none. That is path finite, your goal's end. They are but folks poor in spirit, that know not merging in light divine. 1548. Worldly path is not true path. There is a true path for the journey. They that follow the swampy paths worldly see but the mirage. They that avoid the sorrowful path of swirling karma cross evil safe, and shall sure worship at Lord's feet. 1549. True path leads straight to Lord's presence. Walking in the true path your holiness consummates. The host of thine karmaic deeds scatters, and they flee away, leave you the tortuous path of the karmaic-ridden man of world. Onward you journey straight inside. Thou shalt for certain stand in the presence of the Lord of heavenly beings. 19. Nirakaram, dissension refuted. 1550, who attain divine tranquility. The heavenly beings, immortal as the mountain Himalayas, receive the darshanas that are 6. We learn them all and attain the other world. Thus quote they, but in sooth, the primal Lord is in intimacy within, of those that have divine tranquility attained. 1551, worship Shiva and Shiva become. They who bow their head at the feet of Lord, of spreading matted locks and conry bloom bedecked, they shall like unto him become. But they that yearn not for him in constant eagerness shall be in sorrow immersed, sighing eternal here below. 1552, worship brings immortal life. Despair not, you that thus sit and bewail, and you that have lost your better nature. Seek Lord in penance true. The heavens' Lord shall wipe your tears away, and grant you greatness, and you shall then know births no more. 1553, Lord is unto gentle rain. Who seeks finite truth, they his friend are. Who does not seek him, they but know the worldly men's misery way. Enveloped in darkness of bondage, in vain shall they be born again and again. Who seeks path true, to them the Lord is unto richly laden clouds, that drops gentle rain of heavenly grace. 1554, Lord guides the boat of life. The boat of life, by divine wisdom guided, discharges quick its cargo, at the city ancient, having seen that unerring prospect. These wretched men of ignoble deeds think not of his holy feet, in devotion replete. 1555, Lord is within you. The only being, the eternal being, within you he dwells. When you say so, these ignorant men laugh low. Poor folk, if they but seek him in prayer within, then shall they meet him, the peerless one. 1556, who pursued false faiths. They wake not to inner light of Aum within, and joy not in ego-effaced bliss ensuing. They wot not of approaching death, they seek not end of recurring birth. Lo, they pursued the unending path of contending faiths, and stood forlorn, forever lost in faith false. 20. Inner faiths. 1557, Lord pervades all 6 inner faiths. He is the Ancient One. He created the beings of earth and heaven. In days of yore, in order divine, the 6 faiths seek the feet, but of the one primal peerless God, and in them all he pervades, in measure appropriate. 1558, all faiths lead but to Lord. 1, the great city, 6, the roads that lead to it. Thus are faiths 6. They that contend, this true, that false, are unto the dog that in ire barks, to its own echo at hilly side. 1559, stand apart and seek Lord. He is the incomparable Lord of the magnificent path of Shaivam. He is the Nandi of divine luster, that breathes the eternal fire of grace. Beloved is he of the truly great, the Lord of all universe, the source of all joy. Come, stand apart, seek, realize, and be redeemed.